If you played Smite Leagues before, you've probably come across this little note saying Conquest League matches are designed to provide the highest quality of matches for experienced Conquest players. Yeah, right. Today we're talking about 5 things still wrong with Smite's league system. Number 1, and this one is so obvious I don't even have to say, disconnect rules. Why is it fair to start into a 4v5 match with the 5th person not connecting and not getting any kind of compensation, the whole rewarding system playing out like it's a normal match? There should be something that either compensates or lets you get out of the match or maybe lets you replace that person. I don't know. There are many ways to fix this, but the way it is right now is just very frustrating because a lot of matches, especially in lower divisions, are only lost due to people not even connecting to the match or disconnecting very early. I know fixing disconnects at the later stages of the games is probably not possible, but there should at least be something if you start a 4v5 from the beginning of the game. This brings us to number 2, inflated ELO. There have been recent changes to the way the placement system after qualifiers works, and all it has actually done is inflate ELO of low division players. You are supposed to only get placed into gold 1 after your qualifiers and not higher than that. Apparently it seems that you're usually getting placed in silver 1 unless you win all games, and even then you can somehow get placed in silver 1. I have no idea what's going on there. Anyways, the point is that there's an assigned ELO to every division, which you can see right here. And according to that, silver is between 623 and 1090 ELO. The players you'll often find there at the moment are players with 1800 ELO and above. Now, for these players, it's really confusing because they get matched with diamond players saying, hey, look, why am I getting placed with diamond players when I'm silver? How am I supposed to get out of this when I get matched with diamond players all the time? What they don't know is their ELO. We get to that later. But just realize that they are actually in Diamond ELO, and it's really confusing, and they don't know why they're playing these matches, and it's just stupid that they don't have any kind of information why it is so. Instead, the ELO gain should have simply been decreased, so they wouldn't even get placed with that inflated ELO, and then the whole system would make a lot more sense. But we still get that massive ELO bounces in qualifiers, allowing people to jump up to 2500 ELO if they do well enough, basically being on the same level as some Masters players, which is why there's a Master player with a Smurf that has the same ELO as his main account. Only that if he was to play these matches now, he would end up with the exact same ELO being in silver. Moving on to number 3, TP loss for not accepting a match. My personal favorite. It kind of makes sense in a way because they don't want people to dodge. But there is no point in dodging when you only accept the queue. You don't know who you get matched with or against, and you don't know anything about the team. So you're not going to dodge just for the sake of dodging. Instead, what it does, it fucks you over if the client crashes, which is something you can't do much against when it does. And also, it forces you to stay in front of your PC the whole time you're queued, which is really annoying, but understandable once again. The thing is, sometimes you just have something to do, and you realize that it has to be done right now. Hey, you get a call from your grandma, she's sick and you need to come over. Okay, you're in queue, your queue pops. What are you gonna do? You can accept that match, you can lose the TP. Sure, you're probably gonna lose the TP because, you know, it's life and it's more important than the game. But why does it have to be like that? Taking away this penalty wouldn't really hurt anyone. Some queues would not be accepted, yes, I get that, but that's the only downside to it. The upsides, on the end, are much larger because there are so many issues with this accepting and not being able to decline. I don't see it. I don't see it. And while we're talking about not seeing things, let's talk about hidden ELO. And I'm not talking about this thing where people hide the whole stats, whatever. Kind of sucks because I like to know how I'm playing with, but that's not the point. The point is that your own ELO is hidden. There's no way to see the actual ELO because it's hidden from the Smite API. I would like to know my ELO. I would like to know if my ELO is inflated or whatever, because that's actually important. And that's what's confusing for those people I mentioned before that get into their qualifiers and get placed with inflated ELO. Because they don't know their actual ELO. They don't know how inflated they is, how high they're placed. And if they knew, if they would be able to actually see their ELO, then maybe they would understand why they get matched against diamonds. This way, they don't. And that brings me to the last part, and you all know what's coming now, matchmaking. There are some new good things about matchmaking, and I actually have to praise this, because qualifiers can no longer get matched with Plat, Diamond, or Masters players, and there is a gap or a point when people cannot get matched with each other anymore, where the gap between them is too wide. But that doesn't mean that matchmaking is in any way fine, because as long as matches like this one are considered okay, and I can complain about this one because I was on the winning end, something is inherently wrong with the whole system. Look at that. Look at that. The ELO is not adding up, the win rate is not adding up, and the league divisions are not adding up. Oh, and I nearly forgot, we got two parties on my side. There's no reason this match should have happened. It shouldn't. It simply shouldn't. There's nothing more to say about it. It simply shouldn't have happened. And that does it for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you next time. Duke Sloth, out.